place beginning to fill up and the buzz is building. This is a very anticipated match. Serena loves this stuff. She gets pumped up. This is why she plays tennis, these kinds of moments, and this kind of an opponent. It's a pretty tough challenge in a quarterfinal of a major, Amilie Mauresmo.
Serena doesn't play too many people who can beat her, and certainly not in the quarters. I mean, but Amilie Mauresmo beat her just a couple of weeks ago on the same slow red clay in Rome, even though Mauresmo was down 6-1, 5-4, 30 love. Serena serving. Serena choked. She hit 2 bad shots in a row, and Mauresmo recognized that she was shaking a bit. Mauresmo ended up beating her there for the first time in 6 tries. This match is fascinating in an awful lot of ways. But the thing is, the French Open has never been a home court advantage from Amilie Mauresmo. I mean, she has got to turn the home court advantage into an advantage and not a disadvantage today.
Well, the crowd desperately wants to believe that Mauresmo can pull this upset. They've been kind of saying voila since she won the junior championship here 7 years ago, thinking we have our future Grand Slam winner. But Mauresmo's results at this championship over the years have been poor, to say the least. This is the furthest she's gotten, and she says the pressure may be off. She's looking forward to facing an opponent like Serena in the quarterfinals. We'll see if she can better cope with the weight of expectations, Mary, and the mental side of it. She's got the physical goods.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's got the kind of game that can bother Serena. I've said before, and you know, when Serena is playing her very best tennis, nobody beats her. But if she's not on, Mauresmo's got a chance, and Mauresmo's also got the kind of game that can throw off Serena Williams. She's got all kinds of moves. She can serve, she can volley, she's got spins, she's got flat stuff. She's just going to mix it around, and I've seen her beat Serena before. It'll be interesting to see if she's ready to win this one, or if Serena's just going to continue dominating women's tennis.
Is this big babe tennis? Neither player has dropped a set. Their showdown in the quarterfinals of Roland Garros when you come back to Paris.
Tell me about your dream.
Welcome back to Paris, where the Serena Slam began last year. Serena Williams, Amilie Mauresmo for a spot in the 2003 French Open semifinals. Every number we could put on the screen for Serena would be mind-boggling. She is still, however, 3 wins away from her 5th consecutive slam, and they figure to be 3 tough matches beginning right now. Serena's still just 21 years old, just hard to imagine. She's won 32 straight matches in majors and has lost exactly 4 matches since her run to the French Open title began here a year ago. She has come through pretty easily to this point, not dropping a set, although Ai Sugiyama did challenge her. Serena trailed 2-4 in the first set of their 4th round match.
After the Ai Sugiyama match, Serena was not really too confident in her form. Thought she was kind of muscling the ball around a little bit. I thought it was a great match, by the way. I don't think enough credit was given to the way Ai Sugiyama made Serena Williams work. But Serena went out and practiced after the Ai Sugiyama match on Sunday to try to right herself for this one.
Her complaint was what her contact point was off, she said.
Well, I mean, Sugiyama was running her all over the place, and believe me, Amilie Mauresmo is going to try to get her going as well. Amilie is going to try very hard in this match to control the corners. I mean, that is how she beat her a couple of weeks ago.
This is the deepest Mauresmo has been on the clay courts of Roland Garros. We talked about her history here. She feels she has conquered that, and most of that had to do with the nerves. 6 times out in round 1 or round 2 of this tournament. Immortals like Jana Kandar of Germany knocking her out as recently as a couple of years ago. 4th round a year ago, and now finally to the quarters.
They're working over the front part of the court, by the way, because they just watered it. And it's still a bit dampish in the short court. So that's why they're I mean, obviously it would help Amilie Mauresmo if you think they might be there could be a bunch of homers working the court here. They'd want to try to mud it up, slow it down a bit.
It's been a very fast track with the hot, dry weather here all week. It's covered with a tarp. When the rains came earlier, it didn't get wet, but then they got the hoses out here. Why would the heavier, slower court favor her?
Well, because any surface that's going to take a little bit of the speed and power away from Serena Williams is going to be a help to her opponents. Again, they dragged this court right after the last match, and they wet it down. And as you can see, it's still wet right there. And they're going to have to work on that. It becomes a safety issue for the players.
A little carried away with the hose between matches. Serena closely inspecting the courts.
Well, this is what I think we should be watching for. That last match, again, Serena wasn't too happy with herself, and she's worked hard to get herself in better shape. Again, she's not used to somebody who knows how to beat her this early in a major. And, of course, there's much more pressure on Serena, the higher seed than Mauresmo. I think you want to play her in a situation like that.
Serena, of course, the remaining Williams sister. Venus knocked out in the last round. What about Mauresmo?
This is how I describe what she's got to do. Hard, aggressive jump. And that's the kind of stuff that can take Serena off her game. And first and foremost, Mauresmo's got to serve well.
Serena to serve to begin this quarterfinal. Some feeling that the first couple of games here important for Mauresmo's morale and confidence. The match we talked about in Rome, she was handled easily in the first set. Rallied. Well, 2 big swings and 2 shots.
Very clean start for Serena Williams. And again, this is Amilie Mauresmo, though she's worked hard and has certainly improved her serve. This is still the part of her game that can shake. You can see the tattoo on Amilie Mauresmo's left shoulder. It's an angel. And I asked her last year, why an angel? She said, because I am an angel. And she is certainly the angel of this tournament, has been all along, even though there are other French women playing in this tournament, and certainly some French guys as well. This woman has been the most successful tennis story in this country for well over a year.
And the most popular female athlete in this country. One of the most popular, period.
Very timid first serve. Hopefully these nerves of hers will go away quickly enough.
She talked about being relaxed, feeling the pressure's off, but I guess it's easy to say that till you step out there as the crowd tries to urge her on here early.
Oh, she is much loved in this country. And they know what all of her tendencies are. Again, this is a very intelligent, insightful group of people watching tennis at Roland Garros.
They may be feeling some of her nerves as well.
Oh, they want so much for her, Chris. I mean, 2 years ago, they put so much hope and expectation into Amilie Mauresmo at a time when she really wasn't ready for it. She'd been playing great tennis coming into the French, but she lost right away in the first round to Yana Condor, who you mentioned. And I think the fans really recognized that they had put way too much pressure on her. She'd been trying to avoid it. Wasn't reading any of the papers going into her Roland Garros a couple of years ago. And, of course, she was assaulted by it when she showed up here.
Wins her first point of the match here.
Huge pictures of her in the Keep and in all the tennis magazines. An 8-story billboard of her as she was coming into Roland Garros. And she just wasn't ready to handle it. 2 years on, she's in a much better position. There's more than that, though. I mean, Mauresmo is, she's just a lovely person. She's very, very gracious when she wins or loses. She was straight about being gay. Came out a couple of years ago, and then a lot of people thought, well, there goes her contract. She did not lose one of them. French people applauded her honesty and courage.
Winner off Serena's racket for a break point now. She says in finding the love of her life that she has helped her tennis. It's brought peace and confidence.
Well, what's also helped her tennis is that she's so much fitter than she used to be, Chris. She's become very, very professional. Oh, but this serve, she's already caving in on her serve in this early game.
Serena there to pounce on the second serve for the quick break.
Mademoiselle Williams mène 2-0.
Trying to will your favorite player back into this thing. Serve caught the line. Serena meeting Mauresmo's timidity with aggression. She's the wrong player to look for an ounce of pity if you're struggling with yourself out there.
That's for sure.
She is as hungry as ever for this title.
This is exactly how their last match began, by the way, in Rome, just a few weeks back. Serena taking a 5-love lead in that semifinal in 13 minutes for Mauresmo won one game.
That's good. Well, it's 3-love after 7 minutes here. Roland Garros.
Great stuff from Serena.
Yeah, look at that face indeed. We'll be back.
ESPN HD. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today.
For sportive driving.
Crowd settling in. Can Mauresmo settle down? Of 3.
Well, in the first game, Mauresmo got only one ball in the court. In the second game, she only got one first serve in the court. She's only won 2 points so far at love 3.
And already 3 double faults. Serena's face walking off the court in the changeover. She's having no trouble with her focus.
Third point of the match for Mauresmo. Still really hasn't played any positive tennis yet. First time she hits a winner, this place will explode.
But she has been in this situation before, as you pointed out just a couple weeks ago, and came back to win.
It sure wasn't on this court. Wasn't in this moment.
Tough for her to slam because Serena raises her game and just more pressure on her on this court.
I mean, Serena, the toughest place in the world to beat Serena. It's hard enough anyway. She's only had 2 hits the whole year.
Right.
But trying to beat her at a major is a daunting task, to say the very least. I mean, look at her.
Another clean winner and another break for Love Serena. Mal Washington joining us courtside. Mal.
When you look at this matchup, I was listening to Amilie Mauresmo in some of her press conferences, and she made the comment that when you play a Williams sister, you really have to try to get a lot of the media hype out of your head. Obviously, she's struggling with that right now. There's so much pressure on her coming in to this match with 15,000 people in this stadium, and this is the matchup that so many people wanted. They wanted this quarterfinal matchup for the women, but Serena Williams better than anyone in the world right now. She is such a great front runner. It's going to be very difficult for Amilie Mauresmo to try to get back in this first set, but certainly this match also.
Now, don't you feel as though Serena Williams is playing as though she's heard enough of this hype too?
Missed that.
Mary, to answer your question of a couple of moments ago, I think it takes a very special player to be able to handle a lot of the hype that is around players, and certainly Serena Williams, she's a player that has handled it really her whole professional tennis career, and I don't imagine there can be any more hype around her right now, but she always seems to rise to the occasion.
Serena at love 40 now, so Mauresmo 3 cracks at a break.
But again, it's all Serena. I mean, there are errors from Serena or winners from Serena. Mauresmo hasn't gotten any traction yet in this set.
In that commentary about the media hype about the Williams sisters, Mauresmo said you have to get past the idea that these 2 sisters are players from another planet, but they're in fact human.
Tell that to Serena, who's obviously trying very hard to take all the helium out of the hype of this match. Still 2 break points for Mauresmo.
Another one saved.
Temps de count.
another break point, but again, you're right.
Mademoiselle Mauresmo.
Able to win a point only on a Serena error. There's a rep. One of the few really cleanly struck shots from Mauresmo. She's on the board, but Serena still leads 4-1 first set of this quarterfinal.
More pain, less.
She had 4 unforced errors in that last game, and 3 were on the backhand side.
I'm giving Mauresmo credit for the winner to at least finish the game. But the serve has been woeful. More like it. You said it was 5-love in Rome about this time of the match, and 2 weeks ago.
Quicker. It was actually quicker than that.
Amilie Mauresmo's journey to this quarterfinal. Eugenie Ressano, a young French girl. It was a fight, and actually she took more games than anybody has. The groans in every area.
They're just hot wired to her racket, these fans. I mean, Mauresmo had a good serve there, got a loose ball and overplayed it. She's still anxious. She's still got to take some deep breaths, fill up her lungs a little bit, loosen up her shoulders.
Showing signs of it. It's good. Serena making Mauresmo pay for the cupcake second serve.
Premier service.
Mauresmo's really, she's still, not only is she not serving well, she's not moving well. She's strung at about 90 pounds right now. Very, very tight.
Terrific athlete, 150 pounds, very athletic. She's worked out hard. As you said, Mary dropped some weight, but the mind won't let the body relax.
Not yet. Could not be playing better ball, could not be better focused, more aggressive.
Should now serve for the first set here.
I'll tell you what Serena is trying to say, apart from the obvious, that she's going after her second straight French Open, maybe the bigger point to her opponent is, people don't beat me twice in a row.
Well, what did Serena say? She's punishing herself. You don't necessarily believe this, but she's punishing herself because of the loss to Mauresmo in Italy. Not allowing herself to leave her hotel room because she didn't take tennis seriously enough. She has incredibly high standards for herself, and thus the continued hunger.
40.
Now 2 points from the first set. Mauresmo does normally take a real big swing, but has not made real good contact on many of them in the first set. 2 set points for Serena. Another shank message sent in a 22-minute first set. Mauresmo, can she recover? She did it before, but we'll see.
There it is. Whoa. Change of plans. Turn right.
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche, in a most unexpected form.
Serve. And the problem is, yeah, you can get off to a slow start and still recover, but Serena Williams spent that last changeover with eyes closed, looking every bit as focused with her eyes closed as she looks with them open.
It's good. Does she need to remind herself of what happened in Rome? Winning the first set easily over Mauresmo, losing the match in 3?
I'm sure she's reminding herself of all kinds of things right now, Chris, but I mean, she is in an absolutely perfect place. And she's playing the kind of tennis that has won her the last 4 majors in a row.
You don't see any contact point issues today.
No. A rally won by Mauresmo. She gave herself a little alley after that. Mauresmo can stand back and bang with Serena. Mauresmo is not afraid of pace. She defends well against it. And she's even clever enough to be able to take pace off of Williams' shot. You know, spit back all kinds of stuff to throw off the rhythm of Serena Williams.
It's good.
Now Serena's calling it out.
And she wants to run back and have a look.
No, she gives it to her. Serena thought it out, took a better look, and applauded the shot. Nice little hustle here from Mauresmo. Not a great drop volley from Serena, and Mauresmo recognized it in time to do something with it.
See if that can spark her.
Well, she's got her first game point on serve.
Had double number 4. that.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Williams.
It's going to take a little more than an occasional brilliant shot to beat Serena today. Gorgeous lob winner for a game point, then a double fault and a pair of errors, and Serena has the break to start the set. Not many empty seats in this house, and we talked about the hype and the anticipation. The kind of thing that has weighed on Mauresmo a lot in the past, but she claimed coming in she was a lot better able to cope with on this day. Coping with Serena's tennis is another matter.
Well, because of all the hype and all the expectation, Mauresmo's not feeling like the underdog that she is. And that's pretty tough when you're playing Serena, and you know, you still have it in your head that in a lot of ways people think you're the overdog. There she goes.
Yeah, just when she shows signs of kind of loosening up and taking swings,
well,
mistakes return.
Yeah, it's hard enough to try to beat Serena, but right now she's beating herself too. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that just shows how tight Mauresmo really is. She's standing beyond the baseline and she buries it in the middle of the net.
Yeah, that's not close. Talking to herself.
I mean, if she is missing at all, she should be missing big, not so short. I mean, at least the errors should be right. No, I mean it.
I know what you mean.
There should be the proper intention.
Errors of aggression rather than just being timid and not taking a swing. We've got great court level microphones, as you can tell, and they just, not many of her swings sound real clean at all.
Premier service. Mademoiselle Williams.
Skidded. And Serena holds for 2-love.
Mademoiselle Williams, men de José.
And the time will be now for Amilie to collect herself. If she still wants to make a match of this. At what point do you loosen up and say, now I got nothing to lose, I'm getting blown out here, I might as well take a swing and see what happens?
Believe me, she's trying very hard for that to happen. And you can hear the collective groaning and murmuring from the fans. They know just what's happening to this kid. Not good serving at all today from Amilie Mauresmo. And look at the green ones in particular. Those are the second serves.
That's nice stuff on the run.
Really was. She was actually a little late getting to the forehand, Mauresmo, and that's why she had to really chase down this backhand. One-handed backhands, you know, give you so much variety, the chance for it. And Mauresmo's got all kinds of backhands. She can flatten it out, she can slice it, she can topspin it. She reminds you what one-handed backhands can be all about.
Well, but that was one of her deeper and better second serves, and Serena still pummeled the return.
This just underscores how many problems Amilie Mauresmo faces. She's not getting in enough first serves, and she's certainly not winning a lot of points when she has to put in a second one.
So it was one break point.
That's what Mauresmo should try to do more of. That was an 89-mile-an-hour serve, well placed. Got Williams off the court. At least give yourself a chance to be aggressive on serve. Because every time Mauresmo has, had to put in all those second serves, Serena has been taking every advantage, every proper advantage. I mean, you don't want to, when Mauresmo has to put in a second serve, it puts her at either a neutral or a negative position.
Beginning to find a little better depth on the serve. Back to deuce.
There it is again. That's the one. Oh, boy. Then she misses that. I feel for her. I mean, it's hard not to. All due credit to Serena, who came out like a shark, taking on and taking in every single point that's, I mean, except for a cluster of errors there that helped her lose her own serve, she could not be playing better tennis. Overwhelming tennis from Serena, underwhelming tennis from Mauresmo.
Gets into a rally despite having hit a second serve on break point, but the errors continue, and Serena 3 games from the semis.
Tonight at 7, Jim Rome with the hottest topics in sports on Rome is Burning.
Larry Brown knows that he's never going to win a title there, and he's going to quit on them before they pile on him.
At 8, defending champ Serena Williams and all the women's quarterfinal highlights from Paris. Or on the Deuce, Tuesday night fights.
As they played in a Grand Slam final, Serena having survived a semifinal meeting against Kim Clijsters, which was very, very fortunate to win, down 5-1. Before Kim Clijsters had some problems with her nerves, and Serena wins a 4th straight major, one of 5 women in history to hold all 4 major titles at one time, and now the quest for a calendar slam. Closing in on the semis. Clijsters on the other side of the draw here in Paris. Talked about the amazing run Serena's had since beginning the French Open a year ago. And Ardin, who could perhaps loom ahead in the semis, beats her in Charleston in the final on clay. Chanda Rubin, his opponent in the next round, also has one of those wins. Could be a payback in Paris for Serena. Everyone that's beaten her in the last year.
Well, it's interesting because Chanda Rubin lost to Serena at last year's Wimbledon, beat her a couple of weeks later. Mauresmo beat Serena a couple of weeks ago, but again, the major shows up.
Sure.
And
everybody knows that, right? I mean, Capriati was talking about that before. She lost a couple matches, but not in a major.
Yeah. Oh, man, just more and more into the net. I don't think I've ever seen Mauresmo miss so many into the net.
And not the tape either. I mean, she's down in the net.
She's not giving herself a chance, at least so far, to be playing like a challenger.
Serena would like Roland Herfel from Germany, the chair, to go check that one out. A little exercise for Roland. Shot spot says
that was out.
Yeah. The scoreboard here says love 40. They have not given the game. Well, she had the look from the start, but now Serena can smell this one. Well, Serena certainly seems headed for the semis. What will this do to Mauresmo? I mean, this is crushing as we watch the crushing forehand of Serena.
Well, at least Mauresmo got herself into a rally, but the shot she was hitting, they were so short. Williams having all kinds of time to make that put away.
Amilie just bounced right back from this kind of a collapse. I don't mean in this match. I'm talking about what does this do for her? This is the grandest occasion of Roland Garros she's ever faced, defending champion, and as you said, not really give herself much of a chance to win this match.
What was that question? What was the question? What does this do to Mauresmo?
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be horribly disappointed.
Well, I don't mean today and tonight. I mean, where do you go from here? I mean, she felt like she made a ton of progress psychologically. She felt she was ready for this occasion. She felt she could handle the pressure and really compete with Serena.
This is the event that Mauresmo would rather win than any other, and it's the place where year after year she has underperformed most. And again, she wants it so badly, and you can sense it in everything she's doing out there.
Serena lets the racket fly, and the folks get a chance for a rare celebration here.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Mauresmo.
if that had gone back in, we know she's having a great day.
Just not enough. Mauresmo's trying to be aggressive in all the ways she can be, but she's not getting it done. She's hitting everything too short when she tries to be aggressive, giving Serena way too much. That's a hard shot made to look very easy because Serena is so on it in her footwork, in her stroke work. This is a grave romp.
Another point to just try to get on the board in the second set.
To hold serve, played a pretty good point, and Williams still won't give her an inch.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Mauresmo.
Chair says long, which it certainly appeared to be. And Amilie Mauresmo holds. Williams leads 4-1. 2 games from the semis when we come back.
At a giant store that sells anything, you might find yourself a lawn tractor. But you'll also find Timmy.
Awesome!
At your neighborhood dealer, you'll get a friendly face, expert advice, great service, and the outstanding performance of simplicity and...
You can see that she has been semifinals or better in the other 3 slams. Lost an Australian Open final to Hingis, beaten by Serena in last year's Wimbledon semis.
I mean, that's the hell of it. Mauresmo spends 50 weeks of the year thinking of these 2 weeks. And she still has not shown her gifts here.
She's 2 points from a break, still down 2 breaks here. On either side from recent decades, it's not been a good French history here. Mary Pierce, French citizen, won 3 years ago. Before that, Francie Dur in '67.
And here's Mauresmo's chance to maybe rattle things up a little bit. Love 30. Some errors from Williams. As usual, she tightens right back up again. The thing is with Serena is she's playing very well from everywhere. 11 forehand winners, 4 backhand winners, volley winners, 3 serve winners. For all that Mauresmo is doing wrong, Serena Williams is doing right.
Chasing a major title is all the motivation Serena needs, but she said this occasion pumped her up. Mauresmo beat her last time, home soil. I mean, you kind of felt like she was going to be on her game today. Mauresmo, a chance to get back one of the 2 breaks. another break point, but just can't buy a break. Well, she's not out of here yet. Still down a break, but Amilie Mauresmo trying to fight through it.
Mademoiselle Williams mène par 4 jeux à 2.
Now the hard part, holding. An afternoon of just heavy sighs from the French woman.
Very snappy forehand there. No hesitation. Mauresmo got something to work with, and she took off after it.
If she could hold her, this place would go nuts.
Mademoiselle Williams.
So, Serena Williams will come and serve for a spot in the semis when you come back.
I always stay at Motel 6 because they have the lowest price of any national chain. And they welcome my dog. He likes that so much. He insists on paying.
We'll leave the light on for you in Accor Hotel.
Excuse me.
Dentine Ice. Intensely cold. For icy fresh breath that lasts and lasts. Dentine Ice. Nothing's colder than ice.
Life is full of big events. Some you plan for, some take you by surprise.
Whoa!
But one place where you don't want a surprise is on your credit report. Which is why you should log on to freecreditreport.com and let us show you how to find out what's in it, who put it there, and who's been looking at it. You can't plan for everything life sends your way, but you can be prepared. So log on to freecreditreport.com and make sure your credit's ready when you need it.
Serena Williams more than ready for this occasion and taking advantage of an opponent who just wasn't serving for this quarterfinal match.
10 points. That's it. Oh. Compare that with Mauresmo's efforts. Serena had break point in every one of her service games and has broken her 6 of 7 times.
Mauresmo averaging about a double fault per service game.
That is called why. In anticipation of this match, the media were asking Serena the other day, is it more satisfying to you to be swept along with the crowd behind you to victory or to extinguish a crowd when it's behind your opponent? And smiling, Serena said, it's definitely more fun to extinguish them.
That's what makes her great.
It's hard to make this magnificent court fall so silent, but she's done just that.
Serena says she's used to the crowd, rooting not against her so much as for a good match or for the underdog.
No, Serena recognizes. Serena it's not racism or something. That's just that she's so dominant. Sure. She recognizes that fans want to see at least competitive matches.
There's been not a shred of anti-American sentiment here in Paris at all.
There was never going to be.
No.
I thought that whole thing was. There is no other sport in the world, I don't think, where more players from more countries get together on a weekly basis, traveling all around the world. Much more so than most politicians. I mean, tennis players learned at a very early age on this tour to judge people one at a time. And none of it could believe that in every press conference, well, what about Americans in power? Everyone looked at them like they were nuts.
Sure. A couple break points for Mauresmo to stay alive. Amilie going to have a look at the mark. Seems satisfied. Wow.
This is just so masterful.
It really is.
It's such an emphatic match for Serena Williams. And she especially likes holding up the family honor. Once her sister drops out of an event, Serena always feels like, all right, I got to win this for the family.
And the best player is also the hungriest. Look out. Serena would like Roland Herfel to check that mark out. He's going to stay put, and she seems okay with that.
Well, she just didn't like that it was such a late call.
Break point again. Another chance missed as she had Serena on the run.
Mauresmo showing now, and unfortunately only right around now, the kind of tennis that so many of these fans hope she would play from the very beginning of the match.
Third break point.
Oh man, another forehand buried into the net.
She hasn't really put together 2 well-played points in a row in this whole match. A fourth chance to get this to 5-3.
Égalité.
Crowd, I'm still going to cut the line. Serena didn't even bother to play it.
S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
The first time crowd frustration showing through here.
They were hoping that what happened a couple of weeks ago could happen, that there would be a Serena collapse serving for the match. So pretty bogus reactions from them.
It's only going to make her more determined.
Well, it's also match point.
A fitting end to this one. Height deflated. Statement made. An hour and 4 minutes. Anything but the finest hour in the career of Amilie Mauresmo. And Serena all business. She went to her bag and started to put a racket. But she said, I'm going to step back and wave to the crowd. And
you have to give credit to the way Serena Williams competed today.
And the crowd here certainly, when she's not playing a French woman, appreciates her charisma and her talent.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, she's such an original, and she so enjoys being as great as she is. she really gets a kick out of this whole thing. She's very comfortable.
And not every champion has, right? I mean, Mauresmo.
I feel terrible for Mauresmo.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, she's much better than she showed today. and she'll feel that she let down a lot more people than just herself.
Serena awaits the winner of Justine Enardin, who is the other woman besides Mauresmo to beat her in this calendar year, against Chenda Rubin, a frequent Williams sister opponent in the Grand Slam. Serena certainly conquers the crowd and Mauresmo and everything else, and is 2 wins away from another slam. We'll come back to Paris after this.